be on my ass too, like, yo, bro, you old, bro, you third. I'm like, I'm like, listen, don't put none of that on me. I'll move, like, leave. What? I'm chilling. Like, don't be putting none of that on me. I mean, stay young, stay youthful, and shit. You know what I'm saying that's all it is, man. Maintain my energy. I don't take no projections, things like that. I'm like, nah, none of that. Let me make sure YouTube is straight, chat, real quick. All right, the stream is up. If y'all want to tap in on YouTube, I can drop the link for you guys. Let me make sure I don't have it all. I like to moderate the chat sometimes when it comes to YouTube because there's a lot of trolls. It's a different type of setting. It's not like this, not like IG. Y'all are like familiar, you know what I mean? Okay, we got 3-8. 3-0, you coming up soon. Are you coming up soon? You coming up soon? 8 energy is good though. Shout out. You're on the 3rd, sorry. Well, you guys are all Leo, so it's a month. And that's all good. You know what I mean? 3-0 is a new chapter of life. You're stepping into it strong, and that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? As long as like the thing is, like I like to say, don't run away from it, but integrate it. Like there was always things like you never know. People always tell you like, oh, you can only learn from your experience or learn from your elders and things like that. You never know how you're gonna feel when you reach certain ages, right? Because you've never been that age before. So spiritually speaking, you're always gonna feel new. Like, oh my gosh, like what is this? But it's to go through it and to learn it. Learn the new cycle of the 3-0. You know what I mean? You've been there at 29, been there at 28, but hitting a new chapter is gonna be different. But it's a level of wisdom that you can integrate in a social and a communicative level, communicative mannerism that's a lot more heightened and a lot more integrated within the self than previous years. So, when you understand the numbers and you can move with the energy, learn to flow with it, and it'll it's not as like as much of a burden as like people portray it to be. It's very rare to meet a person who has the same birthday as you in life. Yeah, for sure, Rodney, for sure. See, that's why y'all gotta, y'all congregating, over here and things like that, which is fine. You guys gotta, find the people that resonate with you, that match the energy, and you can learn from your own energies that way. You know what I mean? That's why, every group, every like Zodiac, every collective, every individual collective is gonna have their own passion and motivation towards their own tribe, you know what I mean, towards their own element and things like that. Leos are gonna, do like that towards, Leo, especially with the same birthdays and things like that. And everyone is like that because it's a representation of themselves. It's like a reflection. So, you gravitate to that naturally, spiritually speaking, because that's where, as a space, as a spirit, that's where we actually evolve and where we get to learn our actual spirit, our actual space is from that resonance. So the best thing we can do is put ourselves physically in a space like that for that representation to be seen, or to make sense of it in that way, shape or form. If y'all understood that. YouTube fam, what's up? Appreciate you guys tapping in over on YouTube and all that good stuff. We streaming over on a couple different platforms, Instagram and YouTube today. I know it's been a while for the YouTube. I know it's been a while since we streamed, but we're going to be back at it. Again, we're testing a new setup today and things like that. I hope y'all like it. I hope the lighting looks good. And hope you guys can hear me clear. I have no issues or anything yet from anyone, complaining or, anything like that. So it seems like everything's good. What says birthday tomorrow? All right, nice. You're on the 28th, so everyone that's on the 28th, a little numerology gem for you guys. Who's that? Amy Fox. Okay. A little numerology gem for you guys, for those born on the 28th, man. If you guys want to start anything business-wise, any creative endeavor, anything that has to do with long-term building or wealth, do it on the 28th, man. Do it on your birthday, especially on your birthday and you're 28. You know what I'm saying? Some good luck energies. Some good wealth energies for you. Anything that can lead to long-term foundation and long-term stability. Do it on 28 days. You know what I'm saying? 28 days. Anything else in the chat? No, we caught up. Okay, so YouTube fan, Instagram fam, I'm gonna split real quick, and I'm just gonna pin the link here for the next 5 minutes, so that way y'all can come over to YouTube. Give me 1 second. Ooh. All right, let's do this real quick, chat. YouTube family, bear with me. Shout out to y'all on YouTube, by the way. Y'all going crazy. We coming back like we never left, back and better. You know what I mean? We testing out this new setup and all them things. Wait, edit the link, man. All right, cool. Testing out this new setup and the sound and stuff like that. It's nice and quiet and all that good stuff. So it's a vibe. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna be getting into a couple different transit things right now. What to expect for Leo season, how to navigate Leo season, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the link right there, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, and continue staying tuned. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come back with these live streams more regularly as we've done before previously. So honestly, look out for that, and then look out for weekly readings on the scheduled basis, collective, not personal. And with that being said, that's it. That's all the promotions going on. You know what I'm saying? That's all the promotions going on. You know, some stuff at the end if we need to say anything. Yeah, anything that you guys need to be aware of, that y'all need to see, link in the description. So you'll be straight when it comes to booking the studio, booking personal readings, all that good stuff. Subscription, inner circle, it's all in the bio. When it comes to, is my phone frozen? Oh, okay, never mind. What do we have with time? All right, gonna be 20 minutes in. We're 7 minutes in on the YouTube. Let's get active. Batteries are looking good right now. So chat, Leo season is interesting. If you guys want a personal reading, just comment 33 in the chats, and I'll make sure to write you guys down here and reach out afterwards. Okay, YouTube. I know you guys are like, how are you gonna reach out? Yeah, you guys are gonna have to reach out on me via email. You're gonna have to drop your email. I'm not gonna lie. YouTube fam, y'all have to drop your email. And if you guys are new to the channel, you guys are trying to comment, things like that, yeah, it is on subscribe mode, but we'll switch it for now. Boom. The algorithm has been better on YouTube. It hasn't been throwing my videos to like random people. Last year was a crazy algorithm update where we ran into like a whole lot of trolls and things like that. It seems to be more geared toward the audience this year, so which is a better thing. Shout out to the YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for doing what it do. So the month of Leo season is going to be interesting. It just started, obviously. We're still in July. Haven't even hit August yet. With that being said, that's okay. Last moon we just came off of this. We're going to be having a full moon soon. We have a full moon in Aquarius in the next few days, if I'm correct. It's off the top of my head, but I'm almost certain we have a full moon in the next few days. It should be coming up relatively soon. So keep your eye out on that, guys. And the last full moon we had was in Capricorn, okay, during Cancer season. And obviously during Cancer season, it's an interesting time because we're shifting our internal state, okay? So that way we can actually show up in Leo season and express what we need to express, or set the stage for what we need to set the stage for, right? Leo is about setting the energetic signature is about setting the stage and individual self-expression, besides it being obviously super bold, super confident, dramatic, them things. It comes down to the fundamental principle of individual self-expression, individuality, and what you set the stage for, and how you set the stage, right? And what do you set the stage for, etc., for what to be seen. And then we have Aquarius, Pluto, the square to Pluto in the opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, which is the 11th house signature of the audience. So a lot of the Leo nature is setting the stage for whatever you're doing to be seen in a certain way. So wherever you have Leo in your chart, that's what's important, because at the end of the day, it's going to be different for all of us on an individual level. Again, it is going to, all of us are going to have different areas of life where we're going to be setting the stage, and for something to be expressed and to be seen, and to correspond to our audience in a certain area, right? Which is a representation of the 11th house. of Aquarius. So it's important for you guys to understand your personal energies, your personal energetic signature, when looking at Leo and understanding where Leo is. Okay, what house is it in? What house it's in? Okay, because that way you know what area of life these energies are going to be playing out in, and you know how to navigate it. You know where to set the stage, what's going to show up, and how you actually should be expressing yourself in the current time. Okay, because if not, then it's just self-expression for no reason, and it's not in alignment. So it's important for you to show up to represent who you are, because if you're expressing something that doesn't represent who you are as an individual, then what you receive is not going to be in alignment to what you want to receive, and that's what's going to throw you off, spiritually speaking. Catch up to the chats. We have a bunch of listeners, so I love to see it. I love when everyone's just listening. All right, so that's really what it gets down to, okay? And we're coming off of Cancer. We're coming off the Cancerian signature. Cancer was a solid month, you know what I mean? And with that being said, we're moving from the cardinal water, the initiator. On a collective level, we've all had to step into an internal state that we have to get comfortable with. So I really feel like Cancer season with the full moon in Capricorn, it really illuminates where we're uncomfortable and where we're creating new formalities and new formations of comfortability. Okay, so it's like we have to go through that shift of putting yourself through forms of comfortability. That way you can actually express that, and for that to be seen from you as a representation of who you are, right? But if it's not integrated, or if you're not there internally, then what you express isn't going to represent what's, what you want to be seen. And that's where, the Leo energy can get a lot of discrepancies picked up and things like that, because oftentimes what comes out isn't what is internally resonant with an individual. And that is what, that's what can lead to conflicts in the future and things like that. Okay, flowing. So with that being said, before we get into the month of Leo season and what to expect and things like that, what it's going to be looking like for the collective, it's important to note, okay, what you want to set the stage for. If you're going to take any notes of this video, what you want to set the stage and how you want to set the stage. What do you want to show people physically? And what is seen from you as a representation of who you are that's out of alignment or in alignment, right? These are some major questions to ask yourself for the next 30 days. Besides that, what ways do you need to shift internally so that you can show up confidently? Okay, these are things I'm picking up on, because it's the Cancer energy. So like there's certain internal states that you may still be uncomfortable with, but you want to express yourself or be seen in certain ways, but you haven't fully integrated it emotionally yet. So that would be some questions that I would ask myself for the month of the Leo season. All right, chat, focused up. Good stuff. So we're going to get into the spread. We're going to be doing the spread, and we're going to be pulling some cards for the month of Leo season. Possibly getting into some personals at the end based upon birthday requests, but that's only if it's based upon birthday requests. We're going to be looking at the energies coming from the Cancerian season. At the bottom of the deck, we actually have the Chariot right here. Cancerian energy representation. The Cancer right here. What's going on, Muhammad? How you doing, brother? So we have the bottom of the deck. We have Cancer and Cancer energy right at the bottom already showing itself, which is which is good to see as we've been talking about that Cancer energy. So we're gonna be seeing where this Leo season is leading us, what we're coming off of from the Cancer season, and what may be the current or possible obstacle right now during for the month of Leo. The outcomes are looking like and things like that. Okay? This is collective. Always remember that. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We haven't done a live spread for a while, so it's gonna be good for all of us to see and kind of check in on the energies. I know these cards may be loud on the table for my IG family. I apologize. I apologize. You can. We're gonna do some Q&As at the end, brother. But if you have a question, for sure, drop it in the chat. We can. We'll see it. 100%. We'll get into some Q&As though at the end, and we will chop it up with you guys. Maybe do some numerology breakdowns. There's a fruit fella that I want to kill it on camera. Let me not. It's a distraction, chat. It's a distraction. Let me not right now. I'll do that after. Let me stay focused up. Let me see if I can use this. It's not that loud. Yeah, I see. So one thing about distractions that I want to get into just shortly, like watch for that, man. Stay focused, lock in. We mean lock the fuck in. And when y'all ladies be saying clock in and clock it, hey man, real talk. Don't be getting distracted and don't be letting your focus go all over the place. Remember that fire can be going with the wind as well. So you have to know how to direct that fire. Jeez. All right, Muhammad, I'll drop you a little something at the end. All right, once we're done this spread, I'll get into that for you. There's innocent. See what we got for underlining stories from our Leo collective. You might have to. Leo seems a little hesitant right now with the energies that want to come through from our Leo collective. Okay, I got you. ISK, I got you. You're going to be written down and noted in the notebook. We have it right here. Everyone who's inquiring for a personal reading, I appreciate you guys. We have an Ace of Wands. Okay, Ace of Wands. I just want to kind of see the energies that may be coming through right now for my collective. Fire, Princess of Wands, and an Ace of Wands. Show me my Leo collective. Let's see one more underlying story we have for y'all. Okay, looks like a High Priestess may want to come out. Let's keep going. If she does, she'll give us confirmation. Spirit will give us the confirmation needed. Muhammad says, by this year? That's a good question. I have some insights to ask you, actually, regarding that. So stay tuned to the end and get that question answered. What's funny is that the card that just fell out is y'all power card right here, the Sun. So, I see right here with the Ace of Wands coming through and the Princess of Wands, this is good. This looks like some focus because the Ace of Wands lets me know that you guys are returning to the thing that you know works and you guys are going to the thing that's fresh, okay? So if there's something that hasn't been working, you're going towards the fresh thing. Start something new. All right, the Ace is like, you know what? It's time for something new. It's time for something fresh. Besides that, it's going back to the starting point, the OG starting point. You going back to knowing what works and what originally drove you. All right, what originally pushed you to do something. What caused that passion, motivation to actually have some action to get something done. Okay, because the Princess of Wands is the manifestation energy, is the earthly energy. Fire and earth. That is the fire. That is the earth fire card in this deck. So, and fire and earth are the byproducts of manifestation, the two elements that you need to actually bring something from the spirit into the material. And you have that. You have the vision, you have the action. And I think there's something that's... Let me write down my peoples real quick. LSK, I got you. I want to butcher the name, so I'm just going to say LSK. Rapic, yeah. Appreciate you tapping in for personal. Keep an eye out for a DM from this page and things like that at the end of the stream, okay? So yes, the Princess of Wands is the materialization of the vision already. So there is something that's starting to materialize. You're starting to see it. With that being said, you know your power card is here with the sun. Obviously, it's your season. Okay, Leo, it's August. The sun is here. You're in your energy. You're feeling very warm. We also have the Ace of Discs, which is another Earth card at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, Earth and fire are the two elements we need for something to actually come to fruition. And the Ace of Discs lets me know that this vision is the same as it brought this foundation. So this foundation and this stability, or the stability that you know of, comes from this vision. Okay, so you're like, okay, I may have messed with my foundation quite a bit, or it shifted quite a bit, and you're able to be aware of that. You're able to see the foundation that shifted. But you're like, you know what? Like, something this month has allowed you to tap into your original vision. And you're being reminded of your original foundation as well, your original understanding of the vision, not just the foundation. Because even if this hasn't materialized yet, this is the development of the understanding of it before it materializes. That's why earth and fire is needed within the natures of manifestation, because the feeling and the thinking is sometimes what gets in the way. If you don't know how to maintain the internal state, then just going through emotions, it's not gonna lead to action. This is why some water signs can have chronic depression. They'll say them things. So, or it leads to stagnation. So it's important to be able to act despite how you feel sometimes. All right, and the important thing is with the emotion is to know what internal state that you're trying to internalize, and you can maintain that, hone in on that for periods of time. The thing is with emotions, it shifts. So you have to know to not let that be your dictator. You know what I mean? You have to understand the emotion that you want to maintain, and then do what you can to kind of maintain those, right? This is why Cancer, cardinal water, is such a powerful sign as well, okay? Because they know how they can initiate different emotional states at different times. And then they can maintain them states. Zoe said roar, big lion energy. I see you. So this is good stuff. We're going to let's get into the story. All right, collective seems to be focused up, and I like it. I see 8 of hearts at the bottom of our deck here. Mystery card, confirmation card. Let's do, before we show the spread, I'm gonna pull a mystery card just to tie the energies together at the end of the reading. Marilena said 33. I got you on the personal reading. Shout out to everyone commenting 33 for the personal readings. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, you see that pinned comment in the chat, just comment 33, and I'll make sure you guys are noted up for that. Okay, you guys get written down in this book that's on this table in front of me. I know you guys can't see it right now. It's okay though. YouTube, I think you guys have a cool angle right now. I'm working on the angles, so bear with me. It's the first live in a new spot. Okay, let's do. I like how quiet it is though. And more live streams coming soon, so I appreciate you guys supporting. PAL. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's the link that you see pinned there is the YouTube, so make sure you guys sub up. If you guys miss any live streams, replay gang, you know what to do. Marilena, keep an eye out for a DM after the live stream. I appreciate you. Not. I got you. Appreciate the patience. Writing down these names. Make sure I don't butcher any names. All right, perfect. Okay. So, let's keep it moving, let's keep it pushing, let's keep it flowing, let's keep it grooving, all them things. You know what I mean? All them things. So, show me the month of August. What's this looking like? What's the month of August? I see the tower. We have the 8 of Wands. And then we have a 9 of Discs. Okay, 9 of Discs and 8 of Wands. We have some good signatures right now, which is nice. Like ultimately, it's interesting because I feel like my collective is in a state of it feels less chaotic. It feels less dramatic. It feels less Leo. It feels less Leo like. But it feels like understanding. Like this year is like I was saying in the beginning, like an integration from a collective, especially my Leo collective. It's like you're not moving how this year is like you're not moving how you used to move before. And I can feel it. I can see it in the cards too. It's interesting. It's interesting. All right. What do we have here? 7 of discs. Okay. Queen of Swords. All right, Miss Time, we can do a chat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna split. Boom, boom, boom. This goes over here. This goes over here. You guys can't see the shuffle, but it's okay. Remember that the most important part of Triple E's tarot, guys, is you, and we're starting the reading off. Wow! We're starting to read. Like, y'all just seen the shuffle. It came back out. That's crazy. Every time I be doing these things, I shock myself. Every time, like it's like a new, like I be acting brand new every time. I should already know. I got you out. Letness. Yeah, Letness. That's how you say the name. Letness. I got you. Personal reading. Tap in. Make sure you keep an eye out for the DM. Okay, from this page to get you booked in. We'll be reaching out for the email and things like that. Okay. Letness with 2 S. That's crazy, Chad. As soon as we start the reading, your power card comes out again. When we shuffled the deck before, as we just tapping on the collective before we did the spread, your card came out, and now it's here, starting off the reading. Oh, here we in Leo season, bitch. Energies don't lie. The energies, the spirit never speak. I tell you, spirit never lie. If we need a conversation, spirit gonna send it out again. If we need a confirmation, so it never lies. So with that being said, I think you guys are understanding what season you are, at what points you're at. Okay, the sun card is a representation of your confidence, and it's a representation of your action. Okay, it's also warmth, and it's also growth. Okay, this is also it's a celebratory energy. So I really do feel like you're celebrating. You're in the season of celebration, whether it's celebrating for celebrating yourself, just celebrating in general, like birthdays and things like that. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to celebrate. A lot to keep busy. Right. So that's good. I think you're moving forward with the energy of like, I'm happy. I want to move forward with my happiness and how can I cultivate and maintain my happiness? How can I maintain this warmth as a Leo sun? Okay, and for my collective out there and things like that, like because all signs can resonate with this, and on a collective scale, it's how can you move forward with a sense of joy and a sense of confidence to where you feel good about yourself and you feel good at how you move forward. All right. It's always focusing up on an individual level. So ask yourself them tanks. Next one coming up we have is the Libra energy. We have the adjustment card. I like it. See, I told you this season is not the typical. It's not with two. You can start the reading with 2 major arcanas already. It's not the typical. Leo season. Y'all not going about it as typical. Y'all know what adjustments need to be made. Y'all are stepping into a point and a time of balance, and not just that, but I'm feeling and I'm hearing like lighthearted dictativeness or dictatorship. Like it's like lighthearted dictation. So you're understanding the seriousness of certain relationships and certain cycles that kept you in certain states, in certain emotional states and things like that for a period of time. So you're kind of understanding what needs to be changed, what you need to come out of in order to get into it or in order to step into something new. Okay, the adjustment is always like, all right, balance is important, and you know that you may have been doing too much of one thing and not enough of the other, right? So it's like, all right, now that you understand where, like, how you want to move forward with yourself, what needs to change. And it's this 8 energy as well, where you're stepping into that a new cycle. It's a new time, right? It's a new shift. This month, it's like I said from before I even pulled the cards. It's like I can intuitively pick it up from you guys to where it's a celebration. You guys are very happy for your season, but it's like, don't play with me. This month, don't play with me. And it's like, even if it's like that, it's like you're not, like, don't play with my energy. It's not like don't play with me, but it's like you're not playing with your energy. You're not letting your energy just go over here and go over there and go over there, be scattered. Like, that's chaos fire. You're really honing in on the fixated fire. You're a Leo, you know what I mean? So you're learning to direct your fire that much more intuitively and intentionally, okay? And that's your current energy right now, so it's good to see. Princess, again, see, she came out again. And that's when I pulled this card originally, I said it. I said the princess is going to be, the princess is the earth, right? The tangibility of the vision. And we've seen that card before we even did the split. We've seen it come through, and with the Ace of Wands, right? Replay again, you'll be able to see that. But it's very interesting to see all these cards coming through again. And if we see the Ace of Wands come through in the spread, all three cards will have literally shown itself again as confirmation. So it doesn't look like that was much of an underlying story. It was confirmation. So with that being said, this is an influence, right? And I think you understand it, like your hidden influences with the Princess of Wands. What has come out of this vision? Like what physical things have came out of this vision? Like, I think when it comes, this is an interesting position for this card, because the Princess of Wands lets me know it's like the Princess of Wands is the understanding of the fire, right? And you're understanding how to be practical towards the vision that you have of yourself. But how to also separate and connect it to other people, because the princess, the position 3 of hidden obstacles is also position 3. It's Mercury energy, it's locality, it's who you're connected to, right? It's that Gemini type energy, to where we're understanding where we join, like where we connect with, like who and what we connect with, where we join forces and where we don't, where we may need to separate and disconnect and things like that. So with that being said, it leads to a practical understanding of how you see yourself, right? And how you want to direct that fire towards, and then that even has you in spaces of thinking deeper towards how you communicate with other people as well, as friend groups and things like that. 100%. Next card we have is the Ten of Wands. Sorry, not the Ten of Wands. Ten of Cups. I know I'm thinking wands so much. All the fire. All the fire got me thinking wands. We look at chat, but that's not how we go crazy. I just looked at this. Brother, what are you saying, man? We're doing good, bro. You're not gonna link, brother? I'm not gonna lie, I have to link you, because I've been so busy, bro. I've just been able to sit down finally and breathe, you know? Looking crazy. Hope you're doing good though, strong. Your season's here, family. Make the best of it. You already know, tapped up kin. But yeah, obstacles to overcome is the Ten of Cups, which is interesting. I don't know why I see the Ten of Cups being here. I'm not surprised though, because a little bit of this, like with the sun, the adjustment. The Ten of Cups is an interesting energy, because this also is a Pisces energy. It lets me know delusion and a little bit of overindulgence. So there's some formulation of also where you're celebrating, but what are you celebrating, or what are you celebrating for? Like this, the Ten of Cups is overindulgence. The Pisces energy is it can lead to a false reality, right? To where there is a disconnect with your actions and where you're actually finding fulfillment, like what actually fulfills you. Okay, like what's fantasy, what's delusion, and it's important for yourself to ask these questions at these times right now. You already know, brother. On everything, man. Sipping tea skis. So with the Pisces energy, you have to know the obstacle, because of course you want to celebrate. The sun is good energy. You have a lot of good cards here. You know what I mean? The sun is good. The sun is good. The adjustment's good. The Libra energy is good. You know what adjustments that need to be made. You know there needs to be some balance and some room for things to change, right? But in order for things to change, you have to create the space and to cultivate the change, right? So that's the adjustment, going from one cycle to the next, taking from this scale that's way down here and putting some of that over on this other scale, so it balances it out, weighs it out. You know what I mean? So that way you can see things clear. I mean, you can be above water. So there's not times where you're out of balance in the scales like this and things like that, and you're not able to use certain parts of your mind or certain parts of your body and things like that, or certain parts emotionally, because it's out. There's certain things in the world that's outweighing you, where you're keeping certain things super heavy and not releasing it, allowing that scale to kind of come back up and bring that weight, that adjustment back down, right? The way you can think clear, you feel a little bit lighter emotionally and things like that. Remember that whatever you're indulging in as a celebratory type energy, or like a joyous energy, are you actually getting fulfilled from that indulgence? And is it actually creating that sense of warmth that of as that Leo energy right here, creating that sun? And if you're not a Leo, it's just that internal warmth, what makes you feel good about what you're doing. If you're doing these things, you're not feeling good about what you're doing, and you know that internally, spiritually speaking, over time, you know that inner voice is gonna silence itself. You're not gonna hear nothing anymore. You know what I mean? So it comes a time when you have to ask yourself, is this are you indulging for fun, or are you indulging for purpose? Okay, and that's what and the crazy thing is, you already know it, because the 8 energy, the adjustment card, the Libra energy, is in your position of your current energy. So I think you're in the time and in the moments of making that adjustment and stepping into that cycle now. It's like the Leo season is the time where you're making the adjustment. You're pivoting different ways and how to navigate different things. Maybe picking back up certain things and that you used to do, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's what you're seeing, and you're understanding it because of hidden influences within your environment. Certain things that are communicated, certain things that are coming to fruition that may or may not be in alignment to your vision. That's what matters, okay? Because the princess is like, bro, you're seeing certain things within your environment, you're seeing certain things within certain friend groups, you're having certain conversations, and you're seeing certain realities materialize. But are they in alignment to who you are? You see what I'm trying to say? Because when we started this reading, we seen hella manifestation from you guys, like fire, earth, fire, earth, fire, earth. You guys are manifesting a bunch of shit. So it's not like you're not. You guys are doing it, and you're coming out in the world, like shit's coming out in the world quick. But you gotta be intentional, and you have to direct the focus. All right, position 5 coming out right here. Others' perspectives, sorry. I was like, what, now it's hidden obstacles. Yeah, others' perspectives. The 9 of Cups. See, like this can seem like, it seems like, it may seem initially and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, that ain't nothing. Because it can seem all fun and dandy, like you're having like you're having joy. But internally, like, for yourself, it's like when you go out, you put on a certain look, a certain energy. But when you're behind the scenes, when you're behind closed doors, it's a different thing. You feel it on a deeper level. Okay, especially because the 9 offers a level of wisdom as well through experience. So when you're going through these things, like you're also thinking about these experiences afterwards as well, and things like that. Like with ganja, yeah, you just sound cooked, bro. This is all I can say to you, bro. Besides that, you know what I mean? That's what I mean by YouTube trolls, chat, IG, bro. Yeah. So you have to stay focused up, bro, because like I said, it doesn't matter what gets in the way. It doesn't matter what's a distraction. You stay focused and you do what you gotta do, right? So that's what matters at the end of the day. It's not about blinding yourself, okay, for a false sense of happiness. But this is a good card because the 9 of Cups with Jupiter here, you do want to find that true sense of happiness. So things are shifting in your favor. Just not the easiest thing to do, of course. You know what I mean? Right here we got the Empress. You got the Empress, which is good. The outcome cards are nice. We have one more card after this, and we're done, chat. So the Empress is a good confirmation as we're ending. Best path for you to walk. Before we get into the outcome card, which first of all, there's so many things within yourself chat. There's so many things within y'all, like creatively, internally, spiritually. You have a strong internal dialogue, an internal dialect, right, with yourself. There's a lot that you know, but may not execute, right? There's a lot that you can create, but may not give birth to. So these things are extremely prominent to step into right now with the Empress. Because your art can be extremely healing. Some of you guys out there may be pregnant as well. For my females, Empress is a pregnancy card as well, giving birth, pregnancy, you know, this month and things like that. Children, right? It's a very fertile card. Okay, very fertile energy. But like I said, besides that, spiritually speaking, it's, you know, giving birth to new ideas, new topics, new creative things, new ventures, right? Stepping into putting that into the world. Before we get the outcome card, so there's something about going with the flow and being more creative, finding yourself and understanding what you want to put out into the world, being a little bit more intentional. Because it is the best path position for you. We see some jackpots. We're gonna pull a mystery confirmation card, chat. It's gonna tie the energies all together. Okay. For the end of the reading, you guys guess what card this will be? Drop it in the chat. It is a pulling it from the playing card deck. These cards are always interesting to pull from. You may not see these online in many different areas. All right, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna put this card off to the side real quick. I'm gonna pull the last card from the back of this deck and the outcome card. Wow, 7 of Swords. 7? Yeah, 7 of Swords. So it's a lot. It's a lot right now for you guys because I know the 7 of Swords. The outcome card is understanding. Like, it's interesting because there's certain things with the 7 of Swords you guys may need to separate from. People, networks, groups. There's like you may have like my Leo collective I'm talking to, you may have a strong association to, you know, just strong associations in general. Remember that Aquarius is also your opposite sign. So like a lot of times, if you're not in your sun energy, in your individuality, in who you are, you're in the opposite energy of, you know, putting yourself in the space of other people to connect or feel familiar and things like that with them and things like that. Kareem, what's up, brother? Just finishing off this Leo reading, tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in from the YouTube. So with that being said, for my lines and my collective for Leo season, okay. The 7 of Swords is understanding what groups and associations you need to disconnect from. All right, because this is like you ever hear that the saying guilty by association and shit? This is that energy. This is just like being aware and associated with people that, you know, you're naturally connected to emotionally. It's just a moon in Aquarius, so you're emotionally connected to these people in some way, shape, or form through information, through communication, whatever it may be, right? And the 7 of Swords is understanding your individuality, because the 7 is like, okay, what are you doing and who are you? What do you want to focus on and where do you want to go in life? It may be completely different and completely separate from where everyone in your friend group wants to go and things like that. So it's like there has to be a certain level of discernment to be like, okay, this is not for me. Let me clear that out, and then I can step into what I need to step into and focus up. Okay, I need some weed. Don't you know that? That's someone's username. I like the name W. I'm gonna write you down for the personal. You guys make sure that any last requests come through, drop it in the chat now so I can write you guys down for your personal readings. The live stream will be ending soon. Gotcha. I need some weed. Keep an eye out for a DM from this Instagram page. Okay. For those that are on YouTube. I'm on Instagram right now as well, on our Leo Daily Memes page. So if you guys are active on Instagram, make sure to follow Leo Daily Memes. We're growing there, 110K and strong. Let's go. Strong community. But shout out to all my other signs, because we have a bunch of other pages that are doing strong as well. Sounds good. I need some weed. Sounds good. So Leo, with that being said, before we show your mystery confirmation card, okay, from the playing card deck, last thing I need to say is that you know exactly where to focus up on, especially because there's certain things you may need to do in for the sake and for the orientation of your and betterment of your relationships. Remember that relationships is key. We see Libra energy as well as Aquarius, but the outcome card here seems like it's a moon in Aquarius, where it's you separating from certain connections or certain emotional associations that you know you connected to and things like that. You'll know more than me in that case, in that regard. But we see Aquarius energy, and the outcome is kind of, it may not be separation, but it could be communication. But how you communicate may not be in alignment to other people, but there may need to be a conversation that's had amongst an associate, you know, a group of associates that you're emotionally connected to in some way, shape, or form. Maybe connected to this Empress, like family. We see you're making the adjustment. This adjustment could be the sake for not just yourself, but also a relationship. Some of you guys may be thinking about family. And in order to have a family, there's certain things you need to put aside, or not put aside, but end, cut out, cut and sever. It's not just about having fun, or it's not just about status, but it's about wisdom and experience of the fun and of the experience of the joy. So you can extract wisdom from whatever emotion that you are cultivating or maintaining or enhancing, right? Okay. That's it. Mystery confirmation. Kind of looks like a king. Oh, it's a queen. Okay, good. It's a queen. Good shit. Right? We have the Queen of Clubs, okay? And I just wanted to break down the last little bit of things that I could break down for my collective out there, okay? So mine might be mine, yeah. Apologize, last little bit. But yes, guys, Queen of Clubs. It's an action card, but it's black, so it's internal. Yeah. So the Empress, I feel like this has a connection to the Empress and the adjustment, because even both, because you're tapping into the Empress and your divine feminine to where you're listening, you're receiving, your ears, you know what I mean, eyes to hear and ears to see and shit like that. But you are being more open and receptive to the information at hand. So you understand what actions to actually go about. Remember that because you guys are fire signs, I'm talking to my direct fire signs here for them. Fire is in itself is the energy of action. And not just that, fire is also, y'all are also the feelers. So you guys may feel something and act on it real quick. And it may seem, or it can be, impulsive. So it's important for you guys to understand when you receive some information and we're going to feel a way about it. It's up to you to be like, all right, is that something I need to act on? Compared to just acting on it, because it's not one and the same, it's two different things. You have to internalize it before we can act on it, and it comes out of us and things like that, and we becomes something that we can see. Right, personal, I got you. You're gonna be written down. Check your DM at the end of the live stream. Will be ending soon. We'll be reaching out for your email and things like that to get you booked in. All right, cool. Yeah. Okay. So the Queen of Clubs is understanding you're in a position to really shift right now. Everything's been happening. We have 3 major arcanas plus a queen, right, with double confirmation. So this is a lot that's happening, but you have to kind of sit with yourself and be more open. So it's like less pushing out into the world and more honing in, right? More focused up on your internal world to see how the external world reflects that. And you're in a position right now to receive, because the Queen is receiving grand support. So you're in a position right now to receive some grand support towards how you're taking action right now. How you receive grand support may allow you to get clarity on the decision and the conversations that need to be had with the outcome card coming through as the 7 of Swords. Okay, that's how it all connects. So it's all connected. All right. With that being said, that's it. And as always, y'all know I'm watching from afar and I'm rooting for you. Until next week, okay? Not even next week. Y'all gonna get individual zodiac readings this week, but we got to do that for the collective and for the sake of this upcoming full moon in Aquarius, which is gonna be an interesting. Hey, that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It's connected with that outcome card. It's connected with that outcome card this week. Full moon in Aquarius. There may be some separation from an actual Aquarius in your life. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's for some of y'all out there. So watch it. Keep an eye out for that full moon, especially because this is a moon in Aquarius card. Oh shit, yeah, it's the moon in Aquarius card, Chad. So you know how that goes. You know how that goes. Elizabeth, good to see you. Catching up on the chat. It's good right now. Active. All right, everyone. I think we good. We broke it down. Everything that needs to be done. Anyone has any personal questions or requests? If it's your birthday, I'll pull a card for you. Besides that, hope you guys have a strong rest of the day. It's 4:42 on the East Coast. Where are you guys tuning in from? Where are you watching from? Let me know. We have a global community in this thing. Global community in this thing of all signs, all life, all walks of lives, and all that jazz. Yeah, people come in my chat, YouTube. People be coming in my chat trying to put some shit in my chat. Like, nigga, this is my chat. I can mute you whenever I want. I don't know what makes people feel the need. You think you can come? That's like, man, what? And put some shit and dictate how I'm gonna run my chat. Like, bro, crazy work. Hope everyone else is doing good though. And Muhammad and things like that. I don't know if you're still here, but if so, let me know and we'll answer that question. I know I see your question there. I remember your question. I know it said it got restricted or retracted. Yeah, that's fine. How do you do that? You can retract the message, bro? That's crazy. Hey, y'all know you can retract the message on YouTube chat. Kazimi 611. Hi, good to see you. Let's see y'all wave. Can you please tell me when I will get settled in my career? 12 September 1992. Okay, 92, you're a monkey. You're a monkey, 92, monkey, 12, 3, 3. Okay, you're a 3 monkey. So in my career, 3 monkey, which means you're gonna be 33, 34. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're good age and things like that, which is cool. It depends on the career, but when it comes to that, like numerology and speaking of just the knowledge of like what I know right now, you are a monkey. So like I said, this year it's not necessarily the best year for you. It is kind of like, I'm not gonna say it's a complete enemy year, but it is a year that can put you through some learning curves and things like that, like some realizations and some aha moments. but it can be relatively positive. Don't ever call me. I don't like people calling me during a live stream. Hate when people do that. So I gotta put my phone on D&D. But it has been like an hour and things like that. And I think I'll leave a voicemail too. That's crazy. Holy, like, anyways, so yeah. So with that being said, 3, 1. Make sure I do this right. Okay, yeah. So you're at 3. Okay, so you're at 3. Just make sure I do mental mathematics, esoteric math in my mind, chat. So you guys are year 3. Okay. So with that being said, like I said, this year is not really the best, but you did come off of a snake year last year. So a snake year was although it was a universal 9 year, it wasn't the best for all of us collectively. So last year as a snake year, although it was your positive year last year, it may have not seemed all positive because it was a universal 9 year numerology, which deals with endings. So with that being said, this year can seem a little bit better, but it's not your super strong suit. I would maneuver next year when we're in the GOAT year. Yes, I believe next year is gonna be a little bit better for you. But right now just a year to be aware. It's not like you shouldn't start anything, whatever the case may be. It's just a year to be aware. Have good mend good partnerships, curate good partnerships. Do the due diligence to reassess the business endeavors. Like if you're an entrepreneur, make sure you're applying yourself. If you're working for a certain position in your job, make sure you're working for that. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna happen like it's gonna happen for some other signs like as easy, but it's not gonna not. You know what I mean? It can still happen for you because you guys came off a good energy, good year, energetic signature last year. Um, with that being said, you're 3 fashion designer. You're great at communicating. Okay, communication, and then your humor as well within the fashion spaces is also something good to use. Always use your charisma, use your humor, and use your communicative nature and your ability to analyze. Because 3 is a Mercury energy. You may also be you may also drive a lot. Okay, three. I noticed 3s do a lot of driving and local travel, like a lot of deliveries and drop-offs and going here, going there, things like that. You can utilize that energy in your favor. Dun, 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 dun. And shout out to you, me, fashion designer. That's nice, yeah. So yeah, like that analytic mind and communication to add insights to certain pieces and stuff like that can do you well. Especially because you're probably a Virgo, unless you made Leo. But if you're a Virgo, then yeah, infinitely, because then you have the analytical mind, so you can be like a strategist, or like an actual designer, to where you're coming up with different concepts and different designs for said company and your own company and things like that. I have a Mars in Virgo, so I know, because I designed my own merch, I designed my own clothing. Trust me. Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you guys. Instagram family, y'all doing good. Glad you tagged me right there. 33. I need some weeks that I have court tomorrow. Am I going to have any leniency? That's a great question, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a great question. If you're still in here, I'm gonna tap in with you. Me, Bank, and I. I like that name. I like that name for real. Me, Bank, and I. Okay. Me, Bank, and I. Look out for a DM from me, okay? Well, not my, not MC333 account, but Leo Daily Memes. What's up? It's Friday. Don't tell me you're busy. Studio client texts me because it's Friday. Don't tell me you're busy. Yeah, we working, chat. Let's see. Like, it's not even. Why did they say it's Friday? It's Monday today. Is it Monday? Yeah. What the fuck? What the heck? Okay, that's crazy. They just corrected Monday as I said that. Crazy. All right. Let's see. We catching up. I need some weed. Let me see if you're still in the chat. Yeah, you are. Okay, cool. You said any leniency. Okay, depending on the court matter. See, because it's Leo season, I'm willing. And actually, because it's a court matter, let's do it. And hey, I need you to DM me tomorrow and let me know. Like, on like that ass. I take this shit so seriously. Like, I take this shit super seriously, chat. Let me know. Like, I want to know how that shit ends up being tomorrow after this. Shit. It's crazy how as soon as you tap in, you see things coming through like right away. Like right away, I see things coming through. Yeah, devil card at the bottom. Devil card at the bottom. Devil card at the bottom. I need some weed. Okay, listen up real quick. Devil card at the bottom of the deck. All right. One thing to keep in mind, I can't see exactly what this case is, and obviously we're online, so I'm not gonna get too deep with you real quick. But revolving this. When it comes to the devil, watch out for deception, and don't be deceiving. Okay, don't allow desire. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know the underlying theme of this or the underlying the essence of the case and things like that, the court matter, how it happened, and things like that. But don't allow desire to dictate your actions and things like that, and don't allow it to keep a hold or a chain or shackles on you and dictating what you do in terms of. See, this card can be a good card when you're driven, when you're goal setting, when you're ambitious, and things like that. When you're not, it is being manipulated for the sake of a specific desire. And some people will go far lengths in the tangible world to show up as something that they're not. And this is that card of illusion. Okay? This is that card of illusion. I got some other stuff to say real quick. I'm just getting up to the chat. Okay, yeah, cool. All right. It's that card of illusion, but I'm also hearing there may need to be some focus. There may be some focus up on goals, and discipline. Okay. Goals and discipline. This is a great card though. The Nine of Discs is a great card. The Nine of Discs is a great card. I think. Okay. Adjustment coming. See, that's crazy because in the collective reading, this card was here. I'm just gonna let me pull some of these real quick, and I'll let you know some stuff. I don't know who's pulling up on my. That's my neighbor. Sounds like my driveway. Okay. Queen, Princess, Adjustment, Seven of Discs. You're not the happiest about this thing. Other people aren't the happiest about this thing. Like the people you're emotionally connected to and things like that aren't the happiest about this thing. I'm not gonna get super deep, okay? Just because we're online right now, but just to run through the spread, from like a couple of things of what I see, you want to move forward in a positive manner. I can see that 100%. You want to move forward in a positive manner. That's 1,000%. But it's hard right now. You're in a space of overthinking, and it's kind of hard for you to separate from certain thoughts based upon certain experiences, right? And certain experiences allows you to, put you in a space of thinking and communicating a certain way. These experiences may have shaped your perception on how you communicate and what you see the outcome of this to be. Whatever the situation of the court, like I'm talking about the situation of the whole court matter, right? Not just the court matter itself. When it comes to leniency in the matter, I'm not gonna lie, the adjustment card is in position 4. Okay, the adjustment card is in position 4, and adjustment Libra always deals with the legal system and diplomacy. Like this is the energy of the judge, and the fact that it's in position 4 as obstacles to overcome is not necessarily the best position. I'm going to be really transparent and truthful with you, but it's a patience game. It's a patience game. You may not get the result that you want right away, but it's a reminder that you have to continue cultivating the life you want to cultivate, like the life you want to live, because there was something that others look at as a failure. Like people are looking at certain things and like, bro, that's not it. That's not you. And you know that. You probably know that with yourself internally. I think you're trying to end this cycle because I think there's certain people within your like local friends, neighborhoods, and things like that that are not good for you, man. Like it could be within the household too, but like they have really toxic communication. So like it's not easy for you to be in like positive mindsets. You know what I mean? And positive, you know, affirmations with you with how you think and things like that. You know what I mean? It's not easy. I do see the Princess of Discs though, and the best path for you to walk in. I'm going to talk about the best path for you to walk in the outcome cards. The Princess. Princess is talking about being logical and having more logical understanding towards the foundation in which you've cultivated, what you've built for yourself. Like, you have to understand that you've also played a role in getting to where you're at right now. And if you're not happy about it, what needs to change in terms of understanding that way you can actually take action in a more passionate manner. Because the outcome card here is the Queen of Wands, which is a good outcome. You see, the Queen of Wands understands how to receive. Instead of being so impulsive and acting on impulse, you wait to respond to others before you respond to them, because traditionally you may be more used to acting and on impulse, or showing up, or not letting people to show you a little bit of themselves before you show them yourself. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you show too much too early, or things like that. So you gotta kind of have to not show your hand a little bit. You know what I mean? Be more receptive and be more open, be more listening. When I was shuffling for you, I seen the Fool pop out as well. I'm gonna leave it there. If you want to book a personal, just tap in. Hit the DM for sure. Hit the DM for sure. Let me see what wants to come out for you real quick. Let me see if Spirit wants to give you any confirmations. Two. Yeah, see, Two of Wands. I mean, Two of Clubs. Same thing, Two of Wands, Two of Clubs. It's just being receptive. It's learning to shift from masculine to feminine energy. It's just from putting out to being able to receive. There used to be a sense of not being able to sit back and listen, hear something, take advice, listen to another person's perspective. There's always been a lot of putting out and pushing out. Oh, this is my way. This is my way. You know what I mean? Da 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 da. This is me. Oh, the da da da. But that hasn't done you the best. You know what I mean? And I can see that here. Hanson, what's happening? Appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, we're gonna leave that there right now. I need weed just because I'm gonna get too deep. Claudia, yeah, with that name. Claudia, yeah. So now you're like, so you was in like a more masculine energy, just based upon probably very likely your environment. The Ten of Swords is the ruin, and that's in position 3. Very likely your environment and in areas of communication, whether these are like work environments, home environments, and things like that, right? It's overall environment. So that was never that most healthiest communication. So it naturally puts you in a masculine type energy, to where you're always defending yourself, always having to like feeling like you have to internally fight, or like you have to speak up. You know what I mean? Or be like somewhat aggressive, like or interfere something because they're not acknowledging your side or you, right? And you thought this may be a good thing with the nine of discs. For some of y'all, it's like y'all may have thought something was good, but it wasn't. And then for some of y'all, another part of my collective is like y'all are knowing where to move forward in areas of where you want to expand. It's the end. For some, it could be both with this 9, because it's utilizing the wisdom of the past here. in this position. Okay. And the two of clubs. Be more open to receive so you understand then how to take action. Not just taking action because someone said, because you wanted to take action or it was an impulse or you felt away or something triggered you and things like that. No, this is an understanding card. This is an internalization. This is taking action based upon what you receive. If it's not in alignment to what you receive, don't take action on it. See the the princess cards and the queen cards. You gain more strength with the princess when you're able to sit back and be in your divine feminine and be in your emotion and feel through what you need to feel and understand, like, you know what, this is what this space is deserved for me and it's reserved for me. Just you having that understanding towards yourself on an individual level brings in a lot more because it calms the nervous system down. Y'all have to understand that, like, a lot of how we navigate the world is through our nervous system and things like that. And if you're in a chaotic state, internal states, you're cooked. Like, you're never going to know how to actually respond to certain situations in an integral mannerism, right? No matter what sign and things like that you are. That's why I tell y'all, spiritually speaking, it doesn't matter what sign you are. Y'all have to learn to ascend beyond certain animalistic natures that we're just used to, that we embody, right? So, I think you're going to have a little bit more discernment with this queen. Okay, the Queen of Wands. You may have a pet too. Pet may be significant in your life, like a guide, protector, some way, shape, or form. But the Queen of Wands is like, okay, don't take unnecessary action unless that's called on you. Don't drain yourself if you don't have to. Don't overly exert your thoughts or communication if you don't have to. Okay? As well as regarding the cases, sit back, be more open to receive. There's don't try to speak. I'm hearing, like, don't try to speak too much. Yeah, even with the 9, it's understanding the wisdom. So it's like it's a smarter way of carrying yourself. But listen, if you have like an advisor, I know this is like spiritual advisory, but if you have like obviously a legal advisor and things like that that's going with you and things like that, listen, take the advice, like, digest how do you feel about certain things, you know what I mean? Like, try to assess the environment and the situation tomorrow compared to, no, like, it can't go like that. Like, it'll play out better just calm, being able to observe, understand, communicate, like, you know, digest, feel, okay, you know, don't be jumping to respond and things like that, and, you know, over speaking to the judge, all kinds of stuff, man. Like, yeah, but yeah, I think that's gonna be good. And stay in touch with me tomorrow. I want to know how it is for sure. Like, all right, clear out YouTube. Good to see y'all. Y'all still here. Riding solo dolo. We 70 minutes in. Hour and 10. So we hour 10 in. With that being said, we out of here. Instagram, we're almost 90 minutes in, hour and a half. So with that being said, chat, thank you for tuning in. This was a great little energetic check-in, the great little cosmic tune-up. Okay. We will be back shortly. Like I said, regular schedule is coming soon, so individuals will have individual readings. Likely this week. I know since we did this live stream, maybe not. But we do want to get into some things for all signs, especially because the full moon is this week. It's important for all signs to get their messages and things like that. Make sure y'all are subscribed to the channel, MC333. And we will come on here, maybe do like some side lives a little bit more often and things like that. But yeah, we got everything going on. We've had to transition recently and it's been amazing. So shout out to all y'all holding it down. Shout out to all y'all here to the end. And until next time, all right? Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Watching from the bottom of my heart, rooting for you, always. Keep going. Let's go.